All right. Ready.
Okay, then. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Why Wasn't It Better? I am your host, Patrick Darms.
I'm your co-host, Anton Pras.
And as has become tradition, we are doing one of our season recap episodes. Anton, what a delight this is. Season 10 is officially over.
Season 10.
We hit double digits.
Decade levels.
Decade levels, that is certainly one way to look at it. Yeah, decade levels. We haven't been doing this for a decade, but I think we will be eventually.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
We've
10 seasons.
reviewed over 200 films at this point.
It's a lot of hours watched.
It is. A lot of hours watched, a lot of hours recorded, but all in good fun times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Season 10. It was an ambitious season, a jam-packed season. More films than we ever reviewed before in one season were covered in season 10.
More films, new mini seasons.
Yes, a Stephen King mini season.
Yeah, just fun new inside jokes just because something funny is always going to come up in every episode. Yeah.
We do make jokes out of thin air. Are they all good jokes? Not always.
But hey, they're fun. They're fun for us.
They're free. They're free.
So
let's start off with some admin. I think top of the hour here, we just want to thank everybody for listening, for your support, for sharing our content. Our content has been shared across multiple platforms, and that's really how we've been able to grow as far as we've come so far, whether it be on Spotify, other podcast platforms, or YouTube in particular. The growth continues to be steady, and that's really thanks to the listeners. Without you, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't still be doing this if we didn't have the following and the continued growth that we've been seeing. Instagram is a good place to follow us. We're on X as well. We don't have a ton of followers on X, but we've gotten some great networking there with all the other podcasters that we've become friendly with and appeared on their podcasts.
X is surprisingly still relevant, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's funny how we debated even doing it. Remember when we started, we're like, should we make a Twitter?
And it was beneficial for other reasons, not for what I think we would have expected it to be maybe helpful for.
It's the best way to put it. And then more recently, Letterboxd.
Fun platform.
I love Letterboxd. It's a great place to follow us, because I've gotten this question from a number of listeners, which is like, how many films do you plan on covering? Well, you can find out. You can go to Letterboxd right now. I have up the full list of films that are on our master list. It is approaching 1,200 at this point. We're never going to run out of stuff to cover. This seems to be growing all the time. And remember, you can always write in and suggest a film for us to cover. If we like the suggestion enough, we're going to, of course, add it to the list.
Yeah, Letterboxd is so fun. I love the celebrity, like just the access to celebrity lists. Have you seen any celebrity lists on Letterboxd?
No.
So it's fun. There's, of course, like current big names include like Charlie XCX from the music scene. There's Rachel Sennott, who's an up and coming actress. But then Scorsese has his own Letterboxd, and it's like fully publicly. Yeah, it's like you can see exactly what he's watching. And I wanted to pull that up just if people were curious to know like what he recently watched and liked. Kyoto, My Mother's Place, A Kid for Two Farthings, The Magic Box, and The River. They're all very old films.
I figured. Good for Martin Scorsese. Does Ridley Scott have one where he just watches his own movies?
That'd be pretty hilarious.
Be on brand for Ridley Scott.
Paddington also has his own Letterboxd list.
The fictional character?
Yeah, I imagine it's the marketing team says, well, if Paddington was going to have a Letterboxd list, this would be it.
You don't say.
Yeah. But I think I need to do more digging because I'm curious to see, are there any other stars that have some fun lists on Letterboxd? But it's a super popular platform. I think it's great. I love that we're on it. I know people are super stoked to see the fun films that we have on that list. So great platform.
Yeah, you let me know. I look forward to your updates on this on the next season recap.
Yeah, like Francis Ford Coppola, he's on Letterboxd.
We got to cover some more Coppola stuff.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Does Coppola have the biggest WTF filmography of any like major filmmaker ever?
I think that's a good prompt for the next film that we cover of his.
If you were trying to explain his career to someone and you made them watch The Godfather and then you made them watch, like, I don't know, like Jack, and you're like, the same guy directed these two films.
Yeah, it's a...
Write me an essay on how that happened.
Very,
Jack.
very different films.
The reason I'm bringing up Jack is a listener suggested that.
Smart listener.
It's like, I guess we'll watch that eventually. I'm in no hurry to see that again, but
there's a lot of films on that eventually list. You know,
yeah.
You pull it
but
out of. We pull some names. Yeah.
I will say, I don't want to fall into the habit of just pushing back the stuff we don't want to cover, because then we might get left with just a bunch of crap.
I mean, you know, we also it's good to enjoy what we want to enjoy. Like, I want to cover more Digimon movie.
Well, we might cover that next season, Anton. But, you know, to your point, though, remember when we covered Dragon Ball Evolution and your only reasoning for wanting to cover it, you were like, let's just get it over with?
I'm glad I never have to go back and watch that.
You're like, let's just put it behind us.
And, like, I'm not even kidding. I'm glad I never have to watch it again.
Why would you? There's no reason.
Oh, you know what? I just picked up on DVD.
Digimon?
The live-action Dragon Ball adaptation that was, I want to say it was made in China, and it's official.
Is it good?
It's rare, but I don't know if it's good. I think it's pretty terrible, honestly.
Right.
But it's rare, and so the DVD goes for a lot, so I'm pretty stoked to have it.
You gonna keep it?
We'll see.
I don't even know if it's rare at this point. I have the theatrical versions of Star Wars original trilogy on DVD. I don't know if they're worth money, though.
That's cool.
Because the problem, you know what I'm talking about, right? The DVD release from like 2004, maybe, that included the theatrical editions, but they're not good quality. They were just kind of like, it was like on the bonus disc, and that was the last time George Lucas ever made that available.
Yeah, I mean, just for the fact that it is the last time they were made available, I wouldn't be shocked if they were actually worth a pretty penny. And DVDs do have a collector's price to them nowadays.
The last physical media I bought, I recently got 3 Days of the Condor on 4K.
Nice. And I'm sure it wasn't necessarily cheap.
No, it wasn't. It was like $15.
Yeah, but that's reasonable.
Yeah, for a 4K.
Now, the Dragon Ball film, I see it go online for like $75 to $80.
Yeah, that's a lot. Just not a lot of copies, I would assume.
Yeah, it's just
right.
Very rare.
The reason I wanted it is, number one, 3 Days of the Condor is one of my 10 favorite movies. Number two, Sidney Pollack is probably my favorite filmmaker, and he does a commentary on the 4K.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I don't know when he recorded it, because, of course, he died in 2008, but I don't think that's why the listeners tuned into our season recap, but we kind of just ramble on these.
Yeah, these are hangout episodes.
Yeah. Getting through the rest of the admin, this is a big one. This is for our Patreons. So if you're a patron and you're listening right now, pay attention. We're making a major change. We are basically swapping the $10 and $20 tiers. We wanted to give our $10 a month supporters the ability to contribute more. So just running through the different tiers again, if anyone's not a patron and they're curious. So for $2 a month, you get all episodes ad-free and a whole week early. Minimum a whole week early. As our patrons know, occasionally, a few times a season, we release episodes 2 or 3 or even 4 weeks in advance, if we can record it that far in advance. So for $5 a month, you get those benefits, plus you get shout-outs on the season recaps, plus special episodes when applicable. We should probably start doing patron-exclusive episodes.
Should we read out special shout-outs in specific voices?
If you'd like.
Okay. I
won't stop you. Now, what I should say to this, caveat to this, is there are actually a number of episodes now that are exclusive to the patron. A lot of the season recaps are now behind the paywall, and there are a handful of movie-specific episodes that are only available behind the paywall. Nothing recent, but I just wanted to make that clear, because someone reached out. They're like, well, why is this old episode now behind the paywall? And it's like, because I felt like experimenting with it. For example, Anton, anything that we cover, again, anything that we revisit, the original episode is now behind the paywall. So, for example, like Tron Legacy, which we covered way back in season 1, that original version is behind the paywall, patron exclusive.
And I do remember seeing some comments on older episodes. It's like, love these early episodes. Well, if you really love them, you know how to get to them.
Love them. Most of them are still available for anybody, but there's a few. Again, this is just an experiment on our part. We're trying to make more money, folks. We don't hide that fact. We're not just doing this for fun. It's mostly fun, but if we can make a few bucks along the way, everyone's happy.
Yeah. Plus, Pat, let's be real with our listeners. If we could do this full time because it could sustain, because the what we could make can sustain full time work for the both of us, we would absolutely do this full time.
We sure would.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better job. What do you do for a living? I get to talk about movies. Okay, so back to the Patreon update. Okay, here's the big one. I mentioned we're swapping the $10 and $20 tiers. So for $10 a month, you get all the benefits in the $2 and $5 tiers. Mm-hmm. Plus, here's the big change. Boosted requests from you. Request a film and we will cover it within the same season. If we can. Obviously, if we've recorded every episode for a season, we'll do it the next season. Some caveats to this. 1 request per supporter per season. You can't just send us 10 movies. We can't do that. Films must come from our master list. I cannot emphasize this enough. We have almost 1,200 films on our list. We've covered about 200 of them so far. You have 1,000 films to pick from. Pick from this list.
Yeah, so pick The Cell.
It's not on our list. I'm not covering that movie. I hate that movie. I don't ever want to see that movie again.
Jennifer Lopez, Vincent D'Onofrio, Vince Vaughn.
It's a bizarre movie.
Yeah.
And look, when I say pick from the master list, if you go on the master list and you find one, if you're looking for a film that's not on there, just write in and make a strong case for it and we'll consider it. But we prefer that you use this list.
Yes, please.
There are exceptions. We always reserve the right to veto. We vetoed Jurassic World Rebirth. Neither you nor I had any interest in watching that movie.
Because we have principles.
And matter of fact, for our patrons, if you're going to do this, write in with a handful of suggestions.
Yeah, I think that's a smart approach.
Yeah, because there's, to get really into the weeds on this, we have certain things that we want to cover in certain periods of time. Like, I like to cover horror movies in October. It doesn't mean we won't cover a horror movie, but I like doing it in October for spooky season. I like doing Christmas movies around Christmas. There are certain anniversaries that we're trying to celebrate. For example, if you request us to cover a Star Wars movie, I have news for you. In approximately 1 year, we are going to cover the original trilogy for the 50th anniversary of the original Star Wars movie.
Pretty sick.
I'm looking forward to that because, as listeners know, I don't like Star Wars at this point, but I love the original trilogy. We'll even cover Rogue One for you, Anton.
And if we get enough contributions, or if we reach a $500 contribution, I'll get my face painted like Darth Maul for a full episode.
Great.
Yeah, and I'm not even kidding. Like if we
no, I believe you.
Yeah, if we have I don't know if there's a way to do this on Patreon, but yeah, call it the Darth Maul on Anton's face fund.
Noted. If we get enough requests for this in the Patreon tier, we're just going to have to stagger them and postpone a couple. If demand is high, we'll of course do more of this. And one more caveat when you're requesting a film for us to cover, it's very hard for you and I to cover new films, to get to the theater at the same time and cover them, the weekend of release. We've done that in the past for a number of them, but it's hard. Try to pick something a little bit older. At least that's on streaming. At least that we can get access to it like that. So to recap, for the $10 tier a month, you can request a film and we will cover it in the same season. Now for $20 a month, this is where we're swapping it, right? We will revisit an older film. Again, if you make a strong case. Yeah. I don't want to revisit an older film just for the sake of revisiting it. There has to be something, I think, new for us to talk about.
Yeah, it's one of it's been fun when we've done it, like when we did Tron Legacy. But for the most part, I just feel like, once you have the conversation once, what's there new to talk about?
Someone asked me to revisit Spectre, the Bond movie. I'm like, we did almost 2 hours on that. I don't know what else I have to say about that film. I don't even know if it would be fair to the listeners for me to put out a half-assed episode on that.
Unless there's a different angle, a different thesis that they want. But you know what? We'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, they didn't make a strong enough case, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I would say. Quantum of Solace I came up with a cheat.
Mhm.
Because if we cover Casino Royale later this year, maybe next season, just this little
Maybe.
preview, you could reasonably, as one of our listeners, one of our patrons actually brought up, you could reasonably make the case that cover it back to back with Casino Royale and treat it as like one movie. I'm like, I kind of like that idea, actually.
Yeah, I think that's fun, and I think there's some sort of anniversary coming up, so
There sure as heck is.
yeah.
But anyway, so that's the patron recap. And just a shout out to our patrons: Christopher Kish, Garland Days, Joey Hutton, Brian Curvin, Minutia Minute, Lowell Tyson III, Carol Convine, Gregory Burry, Cross, Miles O'Brien Davis, great name, James Smetanen, Dan, Kenny D, Thomas Pia, Christopher Kowalczyk, Paul Kelly, Riceball, T Sizzle, PK, Daniel, and last but not least, Nathan. Thank you all.
Thank you. Do I get to read some next time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you want to read them?
Next time. I want to do voices next time.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. You can do it now. I can edit this. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
You're like, no, the moment passed. You ruined it.
The moment is past.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Well, here we go. Just a reminder too, if you want to get in touch with us directly, our email address is wwibpodcast@gmail.com.
Solid email.
Yeah. Still a great way to communicate with us, as we have many listeners who have done so. Producer Eric, he has his own YouTube channel.
Ooh, love
want
that
to shout
producer.
him out. Yeah. He really does video game walkthroughs well. That's his speciality.
Yeah, super fun to have both Eric and his very lovely wife on the show. So,
yes. Yeah, they have their own YouTube channel as well. But Eric's main thing is it's Aliens in the Doghouse. That's the name of his channel. And if you're into video games, he does wonderful, wonderful walkthroughs. He puts in hours. Check that out. He does. I don't know what he's doing right now. It looks like some zombie game. I'm not a big video game aficionado at this point. My knowledge is kind of limited to the 90s and 2000s.
That's fine. That's kind of what gets put out nowadays anyway. Just rehashes of 90s and 2000s games.
But speaking of new video games, man, that new Bond game, First Light, did you see the credits? The credit sequence?
I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Bond games definitely, if there was ever a break from movies where we would cover something different, maybe on like an April Fool's Day episode, we could cover like a Bond video game. I feel like
I'd have to play it though, and that's the problem.
Yeah. It's true. Or you could watch a video game playthrough.
I'm not watching a video game playthrough.
Those could also be 6 hours. So
I'm not reviewing a video game unless I can play it.
That's fair. GoldenEye video game playthrough, different experience. You experience the plot in a different way.
Yeah, but what hasn't been said about GoldenEye at this point?
No, that's fair. But like at least with this new Bond video game, it's a young, fresh Academy Bond, and it's probably the most, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just the meatiest Bond release we've had in a long time.
Any Bond game would be the meatiest release that we've had in a long time, because they gave up after Quantum of Solace and Bloodstone. They just quit. They're like, we're not going to do this anymore.
The most half-assed thing they've done with Bond was that game show.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just disappointing that they even thought about doing that.
Did you try to watch it?
I didn't. I half-heartedly tried, and I immediately turned it off. I'm like, I can't do this.
But this game, it looks good. It looks really good. And I'm wondering, all us Bond fans are wondering, is it going to directly tie into the next movie? Because sometimes the games did, sometimes they didn't, right? Obviously, Quantum of Solace and Bloodstone did tie into the Daniel Craig era. And of course, there's always that debate with video games. Are they canon? Are they not? I tend to think they are, because if it's produced by the same company that makes the film, like I consider Bloodstone to be canon to the Daniel Craig era.
Because I think what's different with this particular game versus those previous titles are a lot of those titles are released during the tenure of that Bond versus if this is something that would tie into the new Bond series, this is preceding it. In which case, that's pretty groundbreaking, not just for Bond, but also I think just for movies, like a game setting off the franchise. That's pretty big.
And I like that because I don't want to see another origin story Bond movie. I just want a straightforward Bond gets a mission, he goes on it. Just a good old fashioned Bond movie. And if they play their cards right with this First Light thing, if they set the next film after this, that film doesn't have to be an origin story. We're already getting the origin story of this new version of Bond with this game.
Yeah, I think it really then begs the question for any of the character likeness that we get for Bond. Does it give a hint at the actor, or maybe the actor will look more like an aged up version of whoever or however they design a younger Bond in this game.
I mean, I think they're going on the younger side.
Yeah,
for Bond.
so then,
I mean, but
right. So okay, so then maybe it is like a bit of a who does this look like they could be if they were older kind
right,
of thing.
and they don't have to be that much older.
Yeah, it's just Jeff Goldblum.
I hope it's not Henry Cavill.
I don't think it's going to be Henry Cavill now.
He's
They
too
want to go
old.
for. I think they want to go for a bit more relatively unknown.
Also,
I think that's
I don't need someone who's already been a failed version of Superman. I just don't.
Well, I think it's part of it too. Is just I feel like a lot of the decision when it comes to getting a new Bond or a good Bond is you don't want someone that already has some sort of perception of who they are before becoming Bond. If that
I think
makes sense.
what Anton's trying to say, listeners, is that Henry Cavill is damaged goods.
Henry Cavill is
He's tainted.
He's from the revolving door of Zack Snyder's DCU.
Yep,
DCEU.
He's been tainted by Zack Snyder's badness.
But I mean, like, I love him as the Witcher, so that's
Sure.
fine. That's it. He'll always be my Geralt, and
There
that's
you go.
why he can't be my Bond.
Can't be my Bond, not my Bond. I just want my Bond to have fun.
Paul Mescal, can that be your Bond?
No. Did you see Gladiator 2? Did you happen to see it?
No, I still haven't seen it.
Don't.
I think the ship sailed though for Paul Mescal as Bond.
That movie's unwatchable. That was actually a soft patron request. Someone emailed and asked, when are you guys going to cover Gladiator 2? I really don't want to.
I think we both called like there's no chance it's going to be good. I don't want to watch it.
Anton, I'm not exaggerating. Like it's because sometimes we make hyperbolic statements on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I am being as straightforward as I can here when I say it is one of the worst sequels I've ever seen.
Yeah, not being facetious at all.
Not only is it boring, it disrespects the original movie, which is even more baffling considering Ridley Scott directed it. But then it's not baffling when you actually realize that Ridley Scott directed it. Yeah. What a jackass he is.
Goodness.
He's done some great stuff, but man, he has another WTF filmography, just like with Coppola. Where you're just like, man,
we've touched on it. It's
what happened?
It's like, how did you make some of the best films of all time, but then also this stuff?
Actually, this is a good mini-season request. I did have a listener email us. Have you ever considered doing director mini-seasons? And like the answer to that is yes, we have.
Yeah. Ridley Scott.
Coppola would be a good one.
Coppola would be a good one.
Emmerich would be tough.
Emmerich would be Godzilla.
The Patriot. 10,000 BC.
Independence Day Resurgence.
No. If you haven't noticed, Anton, Independence Day Resurgence is not on our master list. I will never watch that movie again.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's not. Also, does that even count for why wasn't it better? Because who was excited for Independence Day Resurgence? No one.
Burger King. That's why they had all the marketing.
Maybe Roland Emmerich?
Yeah, probably Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, he was excited.
He seems like whatever he works on, he's super jazzed.
He does seem like a really cool guy when you see him interviewed.
Loves movies.
Look, I'm actually kinder to him than I think a lot of people are. Like, I like The Day After Tomorrow. I like The Patriot. Obviously, I like Independence Day. I like Stargate. I like Universal Soldier. He's done a bunch of stuff I like.
Do you like the Patriot because it's? I mean, we'll get there when we eventually cover The Patriot, but I like The Patriot because I think Mel Gibson does a really fine job in it.
He's awesome.
Yeah, And
dude, I can give you a bunch of reasons why I like The Patriot. Mel Gibson's awesome. Heath Ledger's awesome. Jason Isaacs is an incredible one-dimensional cartoonish villain. It looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's well staged. It's got good set pieces. It's got an incredible John Williams score.
There are a few moments that are just a bit cheesy.
It's very cheesy, but Mel Gibson's incredible in it.
There's a lot of moments where, okay, I don't want to like dive too much into like historical inaccuracies of like.
It's very inaccurate. It's a farce.
It's like
it's a total farce.
Because like part of me is like, I don't know if they would, like, so many people would be so outwardly kind, to slaves back then. But
do you remember the funniest historical inaccuracy?
Which one?
Do you remember when Jason Isaacs tells the slaves they're freed and they're like, "Oh, we're not slaves. We work this land as free men."
Oh God.
They're not slaves.
It's like
he pays them.
All right.
Yeah, it's a cheese fest.
Very overly dramatic scene where he asked the one slave to make his mark to fight for him against the British.
The not Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, my eyes were rolling during that scene. But anyway,
that was like they wanted Michael Clark Duncan, but they couldn't get him, so they're like, hire someone who looks like.
Yeah, let's get this guy.
Anyway,
well, shout out to our guest Zion and his cookbook.
Yep, Zion's cookbook still available. Okay, more mini seasons are coming next season. We're gonna do the classic spooky season and Christmas season, and then when we get to season 12, I promise we'll have another special mini season in store. Do you want to do a video game mini season? Do you want to do that?
I would love to. I'd love to. I think that's fun.
We'll do that.
Not that video game movies are good, but sure.
Some are better than others.
Yeah. And some of them are some of the worst films of all time.
Oh, I'm going to pick some for you.
Alone in the Dark.
You want me to tell you what I have in mind?
The Super Mario Brothers movie?
No, I don't want to. I can't. No, I know.
We eventually have to talk about it.
I know, but I don't want to do that now.
It's actually really funny. Dennis Hopper.
I know it is. I'm thinking Hitman.
Ooh, that's really bad. Okay.
I'm thinking Max Payne.
That's even worse. That's literally even worse.
I'm thinking Prince of Persia.
That's catastrophically bad.
It's about to get even worse.
All right. So 2 out of 3 are certified train wrecks.
Assassin's Creed.
And that I'm looking at the meter of like war crime.
I'm just going to say it now. Objectively, that may be one of the 3 worst movies we ever cover.
It's so like I said, video game movies are some of the worst films of all time.
Objectively, a bad movie. I know that everything's a matter of opinion. Mm-hmm. You can't make a case for that being good. You can't.
You know what's really hilarious out of all of those? Like Hitman is the most palpable.
I don't even think Hitman's bad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And like that is also a franchise that's probably like more or less forgotten right now.
Oh, you know who's doing the Bond game is IO, that company, which is why I think the Bond game will be good, because I'm like, okay, Hitman, pretty similar territory.
I'm pretty sure that's the same studio that did Gex the Gecko and Tomb Raider. So
I think you're right. I'll take your word for that. But anyway, that's not coming in season 11. That'll be season 12. What do you think of those 4 selections, though? Worthy.
We need to throw Tomb Raider in there.
Which one? There's a couple. There's a couple different
ones.
Ones.
There's maybe the first Angelina Jolie one. Who was the baddie in that one?
It's not Daniel Craig, right? Is he in the second one?
He's in the second one.
Who is in the? I don't even know.
I just remember the first one. It opens up with her like fighting that robot thing.
I've seen worse.
I have too, but hey man, growing up in the PlayStation era with Tomb Raider, you got high expectations.
Yeah, you could do worse than Angelina Jolie.
It's true. Yeah, you get what is it? Sophie Turner now is in as the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, the new one. Who was the one from the 2010s? Alicia Vikander, Michael Fast Learner's wife.
That's right.
In Assassin's Creed, full circle.
Because then, that's really interesting.
Michael Phone Charger.
Yes, Michael Bass Nectar. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, he was in. He played Magneto.
Yeah.
Michael Waterwalker.
Fans of the show will remember this inside joke from season 3.
What was the movie we were covering? Was it Prometheus?
It was either Prometheus or The Killer.
Both, I guess both.
We probably made.
That's another one. More than one person asked us to revisit Prometheus. I'm like, no.
No, there's no. I'm good.
I might want to revisit it just for the simple fact that I'd like to lower my score from a D- to an F because that movie blows.
I was gonna say, I think I'm probably due to watch it again at some time. So
why? Why would you?
I feel compelled.
Okay. Knock yourself out, man.
Yeah.
What was the movie we covered this past season where you thought it sucks, but you were like, I'd watch it again? Oh, was it The Running Man? You're like, I'd watch it again. Like, really?
Yeah.
You sure?
And I remember I even said like, yeah, just like with my family.
Okay. By the way, did you ever hear back from that guy on like why King Kong's a good movie? Because it's not.
We have not talked about it
Have
yet.
you reassessed that? Did you go back to it to reassess it?
No.
Anyway, shout out to the Film Strip podcast.
A huge shout out.
Yep. We've had Jay Skipworth on as a guest. We've been on his podcast. I look forward to getting a couple of his other co-hosts on.
Mm-hmm.
They're just letting Jay hog all the why wasn't it better glory here. But yeah, we're gonna have him back next season. He's already agreed to appear on the Annabelle episode.
Spooky.
And then shout out to Cam Sully and the Jacked Up Review Show podcast. Cam has been a guest on our podcast twice now with another appearance booked. I recently appeared on the Jacked Up Review Show podcast to talk about Sidney Lumet, the filmmaker. I was part of a panel. We were talking about just what a filmmaker he was. You know, just
great to have this continuity of being on Film Strip and then new friends with Cam Sully and his crew. So
yeah, great guys over there. Definitely check those podcasts out, and as well as Phil at the Movies. Phil at the Movies, another great podcast. He does solo deep dives. I was a guest on his podcast. I talked about Dunkirk with him. You know, he's been doing a series on Christopher Nolan. Yeah, you missed it.
I feel FOMO on that one.
You had a good excuse, right? I think. Yeah, you did. But talking to Phil was great. We're going to have him on this coming season. He's reciprocating. So again, Film Strip podcast, Jacked Up Review Show podcast, Phil at the Movies. Check them out. Anton, before we start to recap season 10, a lot of films coming out this year. What are you excited for?
Godzilla -0.
I have that written down as well.
Top of my head because the previous film completely blew away any expectations I had.
It's the best Godzilla film ever, right?
Yeah, and it's just incredible to see what that team's doing. I'm really excited to see how they continue on that momentum. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Like, everyone should absolutely go see that.
Hell yeah. I just found out today there's another Riddick movie coming out.
We just talked about Riddick too, so that's really, really fun.
We did.
Mentioned Pitch Black, Escape from Butcher Bay.
By the way, I have a correction for you. Escape from Butcher Bay is the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Athena is the movie we were thinking of, the direct-to-video movie.
The anime direct-to...
Yes.
Okay.
Still the same point, though. A really cool movie. I added it to our list. I felt like we should just cover it. Why not?
Another Riddick one.
It's called Riddick Furia. Directed by the same guy. It's David Toohey, the same guy who's been doing it since the beginning.
I mean, I feel like this is just my perception. Has time passed Riddick by? Like, I think that was a very cool 2000s thing.
Well, not only has it passed it by, none of them were ever box office hits. They're definitely cult movies.
Very cult movies. And even just, when I think about the Chronicles of Riddick, even Pitch Black, that style of sci-fi, I don't know if it would land well with this generation. Just different concept of film. But, I could be totally wrong. And who knows? Riddick's going to be doing his thing. Or not. Who knows nowadays with revivals?
I'm passively interested. About a week after this episode releases, The Odyssey will hit theaters. I will certainly be seeing that. Very excited for that. Spielberg's movie Disclosure Day will have already been out by this point. I'm certainly going to see that. Dune Part 3 comes out this Christmas?
I'll see all three of those. I think for Dune Part 3, it'll essentially be like the Dune trilogy, right? and
Yeah.
it'll be the Denis Villeneuve trilogy. So pretty big.
Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Okay. How do you feel about that one?
I'm of two minds on this because I don't really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm in the minority on that. It's not my cup of tea. It had great performances in it from the cast. It's just not for me. But
Brad Pitt is Cliff Booth.
that's not why I'm somewhat interested in it. David Fincher directing a Tarantino script. This I have to see.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like
we do love Fincher here.
I have to see that. So, and fortunately, it'll be on Netflix, so I don't have to leave my home.
I mean, that's why I really enjoy, or one of the things that I really enjoy about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Brad Pitt's performance as Cliff Booth.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, deserved Oscar win. Just the movie's not for me.
Rick Dalton, it's all right, pretty good, right? Not
it
much.
Was too weird for me. I just not for me.
The Mandalorian Grogu movie.
You're excited for that?
No,
you're looking forward to that?
No,
I didn't think so.
There are two films though, not on this list. I'm excited for, and it's funny enough they're video game films. Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter.
Will those both already be out by the time this episode releases?
So we'll get a good sense of like public perception on them, but I think this is my prediction. Mortal Kombat 2 is going to be perceived much more favorably than the first one. And I think it'll put out like, a decent box office run because of good word of mouth, and it's had okay marketing. Street Fighter will not do well at the box office, but it'll have a cult following.
Bold predictions.
Yeah, because everything stylistically about the Street Fighter movie screams to me like this is going to have very hardcore following of people that love how close it is to the source material, but it's going to alienate a mass audience.
I could see that. I don't know enough about the game to really know what to think, but
I mean, all you really need to know about the game is just the plot is always has always been and always will be nonsense.
Right.
But
which is fine. It's called Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's what are they doing? They're fighting in the street.
Right. Couple more and then we'll get to the season recap. The Social Reckoning, I don't really know what to think, but an Aaron Sorkin written and directed film that's a sequel to The Social Network, starring Jeremy Strong. Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Strong as Mark Zuckerberg. I'm tentatively interested.
Yeah, I like Jeremy Strong.
Right. And, Sorkin, he's had a pretty good track record at directing. Molly's Game was good. Trial of the Chicago 7 was good. I did not see Being the Ricardos, but I'll check it out.
I think my question, like having not looked into it too much, what period of time does this cover for Zuckerberg? Because I think we basically saw the meat of it, unless this portion goes into like the Senate hearing.
I think it does, because if you're casting Strong, he's a solid 15 years older than Jesse Eisenberg, right? I think
that Strong on the speaking to Senate
again.
We make money by advertising.
Senator, we run ads.
We run ads, Senator. That's not how Facebook works, Senator.
Senator Evis.
Yeah.
What if they brought back Bogosian?
That'd be pretty great.
Oh, please do that. There's like a Succession crossover. Wait, they totally could do this because Zuckerberg is mentioned in Succession as like a person. So this could be a thing. They could do this.
All right.
Oh my gosh, what are we doing? We're giving them ideas, Anton. Pay us.
9 Inch Nails doing the score?
No, not 9 Inch Nails. Alexandre Desplat, very accomplished composer. Oh, it is going to take place whenever, what's her name? Frances Haugen blew the whistle. Oh, so it'll take place in 2021.
It's very, this is a larger conversation, but we're still getting the aftermath of all that.
Yeah, we are.
Like social media is still changing. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I'll check it out. The last film I have on the list is a film that is both unreleased and released. Avatar: Aang, The Last Airbender officially comes to Paramount Plus this October. However, it looks like the full film has already been leaked online.
Have you seen stills from that?
I have.
So it doesn't look bad, but like I'm surprised by how some of the characters look aged up.
I don't know what to make of it yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. They've completely changed the voice cast, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I did.
Yeah.
That's not really surprising. I mean, we're talking, 20 years on.
Yeah.
I get it. I have such a fondness for that show that I am going to check out this film legally when it hits streaming.
Yeah, I also have quite the fondness for it.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite shows. So I will certainly see this. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have to leave my home to see it. We may cover it. I have a feeling we will.
Maybe if I run into Dante Bosco, I can ask him how is it not being able to portray Zuko anymore.
Yeah, that's a little odd that they didn't bring him back, but we'll cover that when we cover it. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to add or are excited to see before we recap season 10?
Do you want to take the over and under on Avengers Doomsday box office?
I'm just throwing this out there. I think it'll make $1 billion plus.
You think?
Yeah, but it has been so astronomically expensive to make. I don't think it'll end up profitable because they're in the hole for what, $500 million making this. I mean, so it's got to make
$2 billion,
basically $2 billion in order for Disney to be excited about it, right?
Like, is that even possible? $2 billion?
It's possible. Sure.
No, I mean, like, for this movie, is that even possible?
If Avatar: The Way of Water can make $2 billion, anything can.
That's a good point.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Kevin Feige recently say that this takes place immediately after the events of Endgame? It's a direct sequel to Endgame, right?
I think that's a bit of a misquote. I think like part of it is certain events pick up right after. So there is a time skip, but parts of it feel the repercussions right after Endgame.
Okay. But is he basically saying, all that crap that we made the past 10 years that you didn't like, pretend that never happened? Is that what he's saying?
No, because there's a lot of that still being incorporated in Doomsday. Okay. And that's confirmed.
Well, here's what's good for me.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that stuff, so it doesn't matter to me.
I mean, I'm
probably going to be confused when I go to see this.
So you are going to go see it in theaters?
I want to see it,
mm-hmm.
But it comes out around Christmas time, and Christmas time means I'm busy with my family and recording podcasts with you. So we'll see. But I made time to see Avatar: Fire and Ash last Christmas time. So if I can make time for that load of crap, I think I can make time for Avengers Doomsday.
Fair enough.
That was another Patreon request. Avatar: Fire and Ash. I not a Patreon request. It was a listener request. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes. I can't ask Anton to participate in that.
Especially after my displeasure with Way of Water.
Did you politely give that a C? I feel like you wanted to give it lower.
I was very polite. I think but part of it is no, actually, no, I think I do. That is where I land objectively. But I just have such a huge disinterest for
so boring
Avatar. And I'm still shocked that there's such a large fan base for Avatar in that universe.
It's spectacle. Spectacle does sell.
I don't get it.
Well, I can spoil Fire and Ash for you. The story doesn't advance at all in any way, shape, or form.
I swear, it's just literally people want to be something else. So
there's another whale hunt, a bigger whale hunt.
The Na'vi, they just want to be more Na'vi.
The sky people.
Yeah.
They introduced. Okay. Enough about that. Let's recap season 10. All right.
All right.
So season 10, we covered 27 films plus a couple of special episodes. Here are the films that you and I covered in chronological order: Big Trouble in Little China, Rio Bravo, Tomorrow Never Dies, The Exception, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, Star Trek Generations, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Hercules, No Country for Old Men, The Robe. And then we had our Stephen King mini season right in the middle here. We covered Children of the Corn, Hearts at Atlantis, Dr. Sleep, and the 2025 version of The Running Man. Solo, a Star Wars story, Mission Impossible 3, The World Is Not Enough, Moonwalker, F1 the movie, Pokemon the movie 2000, Airport 1975, Fantastic Voyage, Toy Story 4, Tower Heist, Under Capricorn, Independence Day, and we rounded it out with Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. We also had special episodes to celebrate our 200th episode. We had a 2026 Oscars preview and predictions episode, as well as a ranking episode where we ranked the original 6 Star Trek films.
Good times.
Yes. Good times all around. All right, Anton. Favorite films that we covered?
This is very low hanging fruit, but I love that we opened up the season with Big Trouble in Little China.
That's exactly what I was going to say first.
Yeah, it's just
love it.
It's like one of my all-time favorite films, and it's just so fun to open up the season with that.
Not only was it a blast to cover, it is also one of my favorite films, but it was a very worthy choice for the podcast because it was such a failure when it came out 40 years ago.
What else were some of your favorite films to cover this season?
Well, I thought it was a lot of fun to talk about Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, that was a fun episode. I think it's always great to be able to discuss film with longtime guest Paul.
Yes, Paul Kind was our guest for that. He was harsh on that, even though we thought he liked it.
Yeah, I think
one of the cool movie.
You know, I mean, look, we're just having a really good time appreciating like classic Hollywood, just practical effects and special effects.
That was a fun one to do. Another low-hanging fruit, No Country for Old Men, obviously.
Oh, come on. It's just legendary. I think one of my favorite things about that is finding out that our guest for that episode, Peter Baldeo, had never seen it. And that's incredible. I think like I would love to be in those shoes, just be able to experience that film again for the first time.
I tell him this all the time when we talk about Bond movies that he's never seen before. I'm like, I envy you. Like, I wish I could go back and experience some of these things for the first time. He was a great guest for that because he's such a horror movie fan, and it's not officially a horror movie, but it's a horror movie.
Yes, it is. I love covering this for maybe a more obscure reason, but I love kicking off the Stephen King mini season with Children of the Corn. I think if we're talking about Stephen King, I think it's a very appropriate film to kick things off with. And that movie has its moments.
Definitely has its moments. I think we rated it properly.
Yeah.
It's a fun C movie.
I looked into this more afterwards. I kept talking up the third movie in the series when they're, is it Urban Harvest? And
yes, your strange obsession with that film. Yes. Go on. Do go on.
The critics and Stephen King praise Urban Harvest as the strongest sequel.
Counterpoint. Is it a good thing if Stephen King praises it? Because he also praised the recent remake of The Running Man, which was a terrible movie.
I want to say he was misquoted in that quote, but no, look, Stephen King has also said some pretty crazy things off the cuff over the years, so no, I don't. We'll see. But do I personally enjoy Urban Harvest? Yes, I do.
Okay. How often do you rewatch it?
If I can find it, I definitely try to watch it. I used to watch it all the time when it was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Sounds like one of the listeners should buy it for you on DVD.
If you got, hey, I don't want to ask our listeners to like hurt their wallets too much. I don't know if they have $5 laying around.
If it's even that much.
Yeah.
I have a great Stephen King quote for you. This is what he had to say about the first Children of the Corn film. I also think I want to start applying this in real life to other things. He said, I think it's the work of people who are going to do better. That is an incredible backhanded compliment.
Oh, that is so good.
I want to say that at work. King. Like, what do you think of this presentation? I think it's the work of someone who could do better.
Stephen King, you master of your craft.
Love that guy. Love it. So No Country for Old Men is a favorite. We always get this question confused because it's like, is it our favorite films or our favorite films that we covered? Like, what was the most fun to talk about? Hercules
Yeah.
has got to be on this list with Adam.
Oh, for sure. Love covering that with Adam. Adam's official second film
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
pod, right?
yes.
So he joined us last season for the first time when we covered Emperor's New Groove, now covering Hercules. Good time. Really good time.
He also joined us for Solo, a Star Wars story, which was my first time seeing it. It's a stink bomb. It was great to talk about the film with Adam.
Great company.
Yes,
very enjoyable.
Great company. Yes.
But the film itself, not so good.
No, not doing the Star Wars saga proud there. Talking Bond is always fun. We had some good Bond discussions this season. Tomorrow Never Dies with Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And then The World Is Not Enough with Kai.
Good. I mean, so many different. I feel like it's so interesting to think about the Pierce Brosnan era, feeling so nostalgic whenever we cover them. What a time. I know.
They really are hard to rate in some ways. I mean, other than GoldenEye, which is just a great movie all around. Because I too, he was the new Bond for me growing up, and the amount of nostalgia I have for Tomorrow Never Dies because it was my first in theater Bond. But it's got a lot of problems. But that we try to be objective about the stuff that we're nostalgic about. Nostalgia can be a powerful thing, and I think you and I try to do our best not to let it cloud our judgment.
Yeah. I want to admit this on record. One of my favorite films of the season, after I finally saw it, F1.
Thank you. I'm glad I finally converted you to F1 the movie. Just just a fun time.
Yeah, fun time. It's hitting all the right beats. I love the Days of Thunder connection, the potential future continuing connection. I'm all in on F1.
Yeah. We'll definitely check out the sequel if it ever comes around. Okay. Other favorites. I enjoyed The Exception. You hadn't seen that before. I'm glad you liked it. I was nervous. I'm like, he might hate it.
I think super fun to be able to just check out these films that don't have quite the limelight as some of these bigger films that we have.
Yeah, I always try to include at least one film per season that not a lot of people have seen, and that I want to try to bring attention to. That's certainly one of them. Hearts in Atlantis fell into that category. It's a long forgotten movie.
Love talking Rio Bravo. Absolutely.
What an awesome movie.
Good times, right? Like that is super, super fun. And I think anytime we get to talk about the John Wayne era of film, it's a good time. And
we got more coming.
And look, I'll say it now. Cam, love having you on. Can't wait to talk more film.
Cam Sully, a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, truly. Just spitting out facts left and right. Love it.
Yeah, his knowledge of the golden age of Hollywood too is really impressive.
It's impressive. Yeah.
Jay Skipworth too of the Film Strip Pod. Talking Star Trek with him was a lot of fun. Yeah, nobody's favorite Trek movie, Star Trek Generations.
I loved
great discussion.
Great discussion. I love being nostalgic for that film too, because we're hitting the 90s with Generations, and just really fun conversations to be had there.
I did not like the movie at all, so I suppose this might fall into the category of our least favorite, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with yourself, Garrett, and Ivan.
Ooh.
I mean, it was certainly fun to talk about the film.
I almost said a 4-way episode. No, it was a 4-people episode.
It was a 4-people episode. A great duo. It's hard to get them together. We tried again on, what was it? What did I try to get them back for?
I know.
Oh, Independence Day.
Yeah, but that was tough.
Well, you know why it was tough? Do you know what Garrett told me?
He had to wash his cat.
No. Garrett doesn't own a cat, to my knowledge. He might. I don't know. He told me, I have nothing interesting to say about that movie.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And you know why that's funny? Because Garrett, listen to this. I think everything out of your mouth is gold.
Of course. Certified Man fan Garrett Oringer. We're gonna have him back to talk some Man next season.
Yeah.
Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to get him back on. I'm sure people want to hear more about his adventures as a new dad.
Yeah, of course.
Plus, like, we're the girl dad trio. So
yeah, he's gonna be on twice next season.
Yeah.
It's the 20th anniversary this summer, Anton, of Miami Vice.
Wow. Goodness.
Can't wait. Talk about a polarizing film, right? Miami Vice.
Yeah. Came at the right time.
Well, not for its box office result.
No, but like we still get Man during, I would say, like well within like peak Michael Mann years.
I hate to say it. It's the last Michael Mann film I actually liked.
But like it's still within that vicinity.
Yeah, no,
Because
but I mean,
like
what is he? The films that he's done since Public Enemies, Black Hat, Ferrari.
Not it. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when does Heat 2 come out? Next year?
Next year, yeah.
Okay. Are you worried about that? The fact that Michael Mann is in his 80s and hasn't made a good movie in 20 years?
Not optimistic, I'll tell you that. Films we hate, or least favorite films. I definitely was a bit more harsh on Mission Impossible 3.
You were. It's a very transitional,
very safe film in my opinion.
I think it's pretty good, but I have no love for it. That was fun to talk about that with Tom, though.
Oh, of course, always a good time with Tom. I will say that I still don't know what we watched when we talked about Moonwalker.
Zion was bamboozled by that film.
Yeah, Zion was everything under the sun when it comes to just confused by what he saw. I think like there were some really cool things, but for the most part, it was just
just
crazy.
So hard to rate as a film because it's not a real traditional film. It's just a collection of shorts.
If anything, just really cool to talk about the impact of just the influence of Michael Jackson and that era of just music in general, and then everything else going on in that film and the video game.
Well, there's more Michael Jackson related movies coming on the pod. We are going to cover Captain EO at some point.
Yeah.
And The Wiz. We have to cover The Wiz.
That's right.
By the way, speaking of The Wiz, I tried putting it on recently. It's on HBO Max.
Doesn't look good, does it?
It's not that it looks bad. The pacing is brutal. It is so slow. Oh, man, it's slow. It's an interesting movie. It really is. I look forward to talking about it. But keep going with season 10.
Yeah, least interesting film. Or I'm just disappointed. Toy Story 4.
I mean, you gave it a better rating than I did. You were kind to that.
I think like I had to look at it from this lens of Pixar. Even if Pixar's phoning it in, they still put together a dang good movie.
I don't think Pixar's capable of making a bad movie. Now, I understand there are some ones I haven't seen, but like they have one of the highest batting averages of any studio.
Imagine if DreamWorks put out Toy Story 4, but except it's called something else. They get an Academy Award for it.
An undeserved Academy Award, you're right. No, but I agree with you. And it's funny how I rated it a C+. I think it's above average. But like we hammered on that episode, as a sequel, failure. Sequel. Total failure. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Not a big fan of Tower Heist.
Not a bad movie, but disappointing. Failed to execute on the promise. Stiller and Eddie Murphy. It should have been way better. That new Running Man movie, that was awful. I
think so we had a now, what is it, two-time guest, Daniel?
Two-time Daniel.
Yeah, and not two-timing Daniel, no, two-time Daniel.
Daniel 2 times.
The Running Man was a disappointing film, but it was cool to talk King and the different adaptations over the years. Of course, very famously, the Arnold Schwarzenegger film. And then we got to talk about the source material with a book. That's more fun, at least, than the film itself.
I failed it. I thought it was abysmal. This is the film you allegedly want to watch again. I don't know.
Look, I really like Glen Powell. I'm just so bummed. Like, it's not working out for him right now. And
He was miscast in that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't know if he's going to get another leading man chance.
I hope he does. Just I hope he picks the right role. That was not the right role for him. Okay. Under Capricorn. If we want to move on to what surprised us the most, easily the worst Hitchcock movie I've ever seen. I was miserable watching that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the statement in itself, an absolute bore snooze fest.
And you know what? Yeah. I like you, Anton. So I just want to, don't take this the wrong way with what I'm about to say. I didn't even really like talking about Under Capricorn. Probably the most boring movie I've ever had to watch for the podcast. And I'm putting this, I don't think it's as bad of a movie as Exorcist 2. I thought it was maybe more boring than Exorcist 2. Yeah,
this is just up and down, not a very interesting film. Nothing really juicy in the behind the scenes either, just not much.
No, Hitchcock, man. I guess anybody can do a bad movie.
Are you surprised by Pokemon the Movie 2000 in any way?
A little bit. It wasn't as good as I remembered it. So producer Eric was our guest.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about our discussion, we all rated it the same, right? D+. Do you remember we all agreed at the beginning of the recording, we're like, this is a lot better than the first one. And then like midway through the episode, we're like, is it?
Yeah. So things that I was really surprised by is just marketing for films back then was just so different. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the production, and just talking about that background is just how cool, like, a lot of the marketing tie-ins and product tie-ins were for films, especially just for animated stuff back then. Plus, we did the pack unopening. That's a really cool thing that we've never really done on the show before.
Yes. It's going to be hard to do that again.
Yeah. PokeRev did release a new edition.
Let me know what happens.
I was pleasantly surprised with rewatching Hearts in Atlantis. I think my nostalgia goggles were a bit more blurry and a bit more jaded since it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, not a bad movie.
Yeah, not a bad movie. I think
could have been better, but interesting.
A lot more heart and a lot more emotional than I remember.
I know you were pleasantly surprised by Airport 1975.
Oh, yeah.
I know you weren't looking forward to watching that, and you came away pretty amused.
Yeah. And another great film, of course, to have friend of the show, Cam Sully.
Yeah.
So good times. Definitely, that's a really good call. I was definitely surprised. Pleasantly surprised.
I'll give you two here. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I thought we had a great discussion with our guest, Jake. Even more of a disappointment than I remembered when I first saw it.
I was surprised he gave it a B.
Yeah.
Like, I would never go that high.
No. Look, we respect all guest ratings. I too was puzzled by it because he agreed with all of the stuff we were bringing up.
Everything we said, he's like, "Yep, good points, good calls," and then.
But we respect every guest's rating.
Yeah, but no, I was.
Look, it's a Harry Potter movie. I would watch it again, but man, it does the book no service at all, does it?
No, it does not.
I don't know if I was surprised by the robe. I didn't remember much about it. We had a great discussion on it with Nathan. An interesting movie.
Yeah, interesting movie. Interesting user from the listener feedback on the movie too. Really fun discussions.
We got some, especially on the Patreon side, we got some really, really great feedback on that. People are really grateful that we're covering films like that. We're going to be doing more biblical epics. There's a lot to pick from that era. I mean, it was a very, very popular genre in the 1950s. There's plenty of films for us to cover on that.
I think I was surprised by just how much I would fight for Mask of the Phantasm.
What do you mean?
I held it in very, very high regard, and I do respect both of your scores. Both, we had our guest on the show, Ivan. I think it should sit pretty highly as the premier animated film for Batman.
It's one of the better ones for sure. Yeah. I just think you don't fall into this category, but I stand by what I said, which is sometimes people give default answers. You'll hear this sometimes with James Bond. Where if someone's talking classic Bond, they're like, "Oh, Goldfinger's the best one." It's like, do you really think that, or is that just what you hear?
Yeah, and
Like,
I
do you
love
really everybody says the same thing? Oh, Mask of the Phantasm's the best animated Batman movie. It's like, have you seen any of the newer ones?
And I love your perspective on that, just because, Under the Red Hood is an amazing film, not just a great animated film, but just an amazing film. And I feel like, but I do wholeheartedly, truly believe, like, Mask of the Phantasm also is an incredible film.
I think it's really, really good. It's a classic. It's one of the best ones. It's a little dated. That's my only. I don't want to say anything bad about it because I really love it, but I don't even want to say anything more because I'm going to come across as negative. I really do love that movie.
Yeah, but it's a great discussion. I definitely recommend everyone go back and check it out, just because, it was super fun diving into that episode, diving into the animated series.
We got good feedback on that. In fact, a number of people wrote in and asked, when are you going to cover Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, which is the next one?
Man,
it's coming.
Goodness.
We're going to cover it.
Another product tie-in for McDonald's.
That is a deep cut Batman movie. Only real Batman fans know Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. Would you say that, right? It's not a famous one.
I think, like, you had to be a certain level of nerd or just like a big fan, because I'm both. And I remember buying comic books at the time, and in the comic books where they had the, coming soon Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero poster as one of the advertisements in the comic books. So I don't know if kids still read comic books.
I think some do, but maybe not to the level that they used to. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is definitely coming. We are definitely going to cover. I think it'd be fun just to cover basically any and every DC animated movie. I am going to repeat this ad nauseum on this podcast. DC's best work is the animated movies. It's not the live action stuff.
I think I'm always fascinated by pre-MCU Marvel. There's a handful of pre-MCU Marvel where it's like, it's kind of very up and down. I do count Spider-Man in that category, even though it's very different, right? Because it's not
Sony made it.
Yeah, Sony made it. But
yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. But look, I don't know if a ton of people know that there was a Punisher film starring Dolph Lundgren.
That's a bad movie. It's a very bad movie.
Or any of the other Punisher films, like the one with Thomas Jane.
Is that the one with Travolta?
Yep.
Oh man. All right, what else surprised you? Is that it? Anything else?
I mean, we, definitely got to touch on Independence Day. I think my nostalgia for that era, I think this is another one of those. I'm just surprised by how invigorating talking about films from that era is. It's just a really good time.
It was a fun discussion with Ivan. That's another one, actually. I'm glad we got it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes in a good way. It's one of the biggest movies of all time. It was always on our list. I actually deliberately saved it for the 30th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big enough movie that it really probably should have been the season finale, but I think just I like the continuity of making the Harry Potter movies our season finales.
Yeah, I think
also this is just me being pedantic. It's most listeners don't care which films are season finales and which don't.
No, I think it totally makes sense. I think thematically it's a care and attention that goes into the show that I know listeners appreciate.
A shout out to all of our guests this past season. Producer Eric, Cam Sully, Peter, Ivan, Paul, Jay Skipworth, Garrett, Adam, Nathan, Danny 2 times, Tom, Kai, Zion, and Jake.
Wow. It's the Why Wasn't It Better universe.
Yes, the Why Wasn't It Better cinematic real life universe, because this is happening in real life.
And well, we've gone through all those films. What a fun season 10.
It really was.
What a fun season 10.
It really was. We tried to make it special, and I feel like it was.
And after 10, time for 11.
Okay. So we have, by the way, like this is a little late in the game. Like you're good with this lineup? You like this? Okay. You would tell me if you didn't, right?
Of course.
You know, one day, Anton, I'd like you to design a season.
You're gonna just get the cell every episode.
You don't like that movie, do you?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say like that movie is that's
a ridiculous movie.
it's insane. Okay. We have 23 films in the lineup penciled in for season 11. Now, as our listeners know, we're going to list these in more or less the intended release order. This may change a bit. Asterisks on certain ones, you know, like we do our best here to at least name these in release order. We might throw a couple bonus films in there, as we like to do as little surprises, because we believe in being generous here at Why Wasn't It Better? And as we get later into the year, into the holiday season, it becomes the season of giving. And we like to give our listeners extra content to listen to during the holiday seasons.
Absolutely.
On season 11 of Why Wasn't It Better, here's what we got on deck. We're starting things off with the end of the Pierce Brosnan era, Die Another Day.
Ooh, it's a choice.
Miami Vice, Spider-Man Homecoming, another John Wayne movie, undecided at this time.
Genghis Khan.
Eraser,
Mm-hmm.
the Arnold movie. Here's a Patreon request. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Shark Tale. Cliffhanger.
That'll be fun.
Not the upcoming reboot that is sure to be bad, but the original with Sylvester Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
Deepwater Horizon. There's our disaster movie. Tron Ares. Battle of Britain. Star Trek First Contact. The Great Mouse Detective. The Birds. And now, of course, we're getting into spooky season. Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. Annabelle. Silent Hill. The Purge. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Space Jam. Tommy. And then we are going to end the season with technically 2 films, but we're treating them as one, so it's going to be a double feature. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 and Part 2. And this is the last time that the listeners will have to experience a Harry Potter film as a season finale.
It'll be fun.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I'm particularly excited for... I'm excited, of course, for each episode, for each film. I'm particularly excited for the spooky season just because there's a few films in there that it's just fascinating. Like the Purge has turned into quite a phenomena, and I would have never expected, having seen that film for the first time when it first released, that it would just turn into such a huge thing. And
I should have added, The Purge is a Patreon request.
Yeah. And then of course Silent Hill goes without saying, one of my favorite video games of all time. Yeah, just another one of those films that we'll see, listeners, when you listen to the episode, where does it fall on video game adaptation films?
I haven't seen it since about the time it came out, so I don't... It's going to be like watching it for the first time again. I don't remember a ton about it.
If you can get your hands on just whatever the best quality copy you can,
okay,
it really helps for the film.
Okay. Well, hopefully the copy that's on a streaming service is good. But producer Eric is going to be our guest for that. It's funny, so a little preview for the listeners, and I'll be sure to mention this on the episode when we actually record it. When we started the podcast 3 years ago and Eric became a producer, he insisted on being the guest on Silent Hill.
Now it's
years
happening.
in advance. Eric has been looking forward to this. He's like, make sure you cover Silent Hill and you have to have me as the guest. So promise will be fulfilled.
Promise to be fulfilled. We'll see how frustrated Eric gets when I continue to insist that we get Bryan Adams in the soundtrack for a Silent Hill sequel.
He's on an island with that take. He really is. I don't know anyone that doesn't like Bryan Adams doing movie music except for Eric.
It's sending him right now that we're talking about it, I'm sure.
I'm sure it is.
Love you,
All right.
Eric.
We love you, Eric. Well, that's it for the season 10 recap. We don't take breaks, so a few days after this episode releases, starting, I guess, next week, season 11 will begin with Die Another Day. Rock bottom for the James Bond series.
What a film.
It's going to be fun. Oh, and of course, I probably should add, we're going to have a couple bonus episodes in the season, maybe another ranking episode, maybe something else. But like I said, we like to surprise the listeners with some stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Anton, anything else to add before we get out of here?
Let's keep this train going.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on Why Wasn't It Better?